For some time now, we've been in touch with Camden Council about the escalation of busking in the centre of Camden Town and about the complex issues raised. From the first, we have always made it clear that we do not oppose busking in principle, but we have argued that, like any other public activity in a complex multi-use area like Camden Town, busking must share the same social and legal obligations as the rest of us here. We are most grateful, therefore, for the clarity and flexibility of Camden's response. We think the proposal to license busking in Camden has been well thought through. Tony Hawkes, Senior Licensing Officer, is to be commended. By now you will have received many letters from buskers and those who feel that buskers should be able to operate without any restrictions as to the number of performers at any one time in this intensely crowded venue, or as to the instruments used, acoustic or amplified, or when or for how long. I'm afraid we feel that this discussion seems to have been made without any consultation of the actual Camden proposal, which answers in advance many of the proposers of the performers' worries. As a mild counter to these protests, I'd like to make it clear as possible that we, as citizens and taxpayers and residents, do not respond well to a call for free busking if free in this context means not having to pay, for not having to contribute to the cost of maintaining, caring for, policing and cleaning Camden Town, and free of any obligation to care for and interact with our complex neighbourhood. If free busking means conducting commercial, for-profit street entertainment without licenses, without fees, without paying taxes, we oppose that sense of free. The Borough of Camden must expect buskers to pay their share, even noting that the proposed fees are modest and more token than not. We do not oppose integrated, neighbourly, non-intrusive busking, and we believe the proposal supports our further arguments in this issue. One, that very loud and/or amplified sound, I never can say it, well, bongos, amplification, and karaoke-style soundtracks are simply not acceptable, certainly in a complex working and living community, a community of narrow streets, Camden Town, very much folded in upon itself. Two, that free cannot describe a privilege restricted to a small group. A busker free to make any sound at any time radically reduces the civil freedom of everyone else within hearing. Unlike almost any other behaviour, free busking refuses everyone else the option of not listening. Aggressive busking is not an expansion of civil freedom, rather it is an expropriation of choice. Three, that as acoustic buskers know very well and strongly resent, amplified busking can be highly intrusive upon non-amplified forms of busking. Our intuitive sense is that when a professional team of amplified street performers is in action, then acoustic buskers are drowned out and stop performing. It is important to remember the fact that there has been an important escalation since Westminster Council effectively evicted its buskers in September 2012. It was around this time that the online story began to circulate worldwide, in which Camden was described as the only council in London that was unable to control busking. Several of the buskers in the recent well-behaved protest were in fact from distant parts of England and were essentially protesting Camden's plans not to, in effect, underwrite their business activities by providing free spaces like Britannia Junction. They were defending their commercial space. Providing commercial space for non-paying, tax-paying entrepreneurs was not Camden's ambition in creating Britannia Junction.